Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Integer and today I would like to present to you my first thoughts on Nier Automata, a game developed by Platinum Games and published by Square Enix. Let's quickly go through the settings menu first to show you what it's all about, and it has a good customization on the game itself, as well as quite a few camera options, as well as sensitivity scales, which are going to be quite important, I assume, whilst playing this game. The settings, graphical settings menu itself isn't that great. You got the resolution, screen mode, the virtual sync, and the actual graphic settings are very minimal, anti-aliasing, texture filtering, and a very few others. I must say that on my system, which is currently a G3258 dual-core Pentium processor, 8 gigs of RAM, as well as R9 290X AMD graphics card, the game ran pretty smoothly and I did not encounter any bugs whatsoever, and overall my experience was pretty positive. I can't say the same by looking at current Steam reviews and general thoughts and opinions over the internet. People are experiencing all sorts of problems. High-end systems are not able to keep up a steady 60 frames per second, whereas the low-end systems sometimes have no problems whatsoever, but there are seemingly issues all across the board. However, like I've said, I was just probably one of the few lucky not to receive any of them. Nier Automata is a Japanese-inspired action RPG game, and it is very visible not only the way it looks but also the way it plays. You have a pretty varied gameplay with many different attacks that can be comboed together to perform powerful takedowns and pretty much obliterate your enemies in an instant. Have very different approaches to how the combat plays out on the screen, different weapons and different types of attacks. To me, a person who hasn't really played that many games in this genre, this is extremely new, fresh, invigorating, and challenging at the same time. And yes, I may have to spend a bit more time than your average player who's familiar with a genre to be able to pull those combos off. However, I am absolutely delighted to spend that time and master myself in this game, because I do feel that the attacks are responsive, they are snappy, they have enough weight and meat behind it, and they're so enjoyable to pull off when I actually am able to. Therefore, I have absolutely no bad things to say on the gameplay side of things and the fighting mechanics present in this game. However, this very well may not be true for experienced players in action-type games with massive combos and very precise timing necessary to pull them off, who may think that this is not necessarily as good, as responsive, as snappy, and I am simply providing experience from more of a casual player perspective, which I definitely am myself, especially when it comes to this genre. Other sides of gameplay, in my experience, so far has provided a lot of different and interesting mechanics and different ways how to implement even unexpected features that are present within a game as a whole. I know I sound a little bit convoluted and obscure right here, but I simply do not want to spoil what I exactly am describing within the game. I hope you're going to get to play this game and see it for yourself, because certain things that Platinum has decided to do with how the game introduces certain things about itself is quite impressive, to say the very least. There are quite a few other aspects of the game that I could analyze in terms of its gameplay and mechanics and see how it compares to potentially other known games within its genre or video games in general. However, I'm not going to do that. Rather, I would like to make one general point about this game, again coming mostly from a perspective of somewhat a casual player, which I have to emphasize I really am, apart from very few different specific genres. Taking the current performance issues aside, hoping that they will get fixed in the very near future, I must say that this game definitely delivers, and here is why. Nier Automata is able to deliver a very positive gaming experience to me, and this is why I rate it pretty highly, actually very highly now that I come to think about it. The gameplay combined with the mechanics, the aesthetic, the story, as well as the soundtrack, which I must emphasize is very good indeed, is able to create a world that draws me in. And even though, yes, there are potentially bugs and issues and other downsides that would be noticeable individually, because game is so strong as a whole in a unison, I do not notice them. And at the end of the day, this is what I want from a game, a positive experience. And I must admit that Nier Automata has managed to deliver this on such a high level so far, and I am really looking forward to see where it goes next, and I am quite positive it will be able to maintain that standard, if not knock it up higher. I can't help but recommend this game. However, you do have to take into account all I've said about how inexperienced I am with this genre and what things I look in a game to find it enjoyable. And I hope you will be able to find Nier Automata enjoyable as well, because so far I must say those £40 seems to have been very worthwhile investment. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope it provided some positive and useful insight over it. If you did like it, like button is there under the video next to dislike button as well if you didn't. Your thoughts are always welcome in the comment section down below, and make sure to subscribe to my channel if you would like to stay tuned to future content. Thank you so much for watching, and go check this game out. It's worth it. I'll see you soon.